Hello, welcome to Unit 9. I know we've had some questions about the project for this unit, so I wanted to spend a little bit of time in this video talking about the project and then also do a little screencast and show you the planning guide that you'll be doing and then talk a little bit about the pitch video, okay? So we've been talking a lot about social marketing and or social media and marketing and how a company or an organization can use social media to promote either a product or an event. So what I'd like you to do for this project is to come up with either an organization or a local company that you're going to create a hypothetical social marketing plan for. So if you want to use an activity or an organization at school, say you wanted to pick Color Guard, for example, okay? So let's say that the Color Guard wanted to promote a particular event. Maybe it's tryouts for next year, okay? So you have to come up with a plan for how you would help Color Guard create a social media plan to help promote an event like tryouts, okay? Now, it doesn't have to be a school organization. It could also be a local business. So let's say, hypothetically, Canes wanted to promote maybe a night at Canes where so much of their profits go towards, fine arts department or something, okay? So it could be a school organization, it could be a business, but you're also going to have to come up with some type of event, something that would take place on a particular day, because as you plan what you're going to do, you're going to kind of plan like so many days out from an event that is happening. So first step, come up with a organization or business, and then come up with an event. Again, can be totally hypothetical. Maybe you belong to a group and or a club at school, and maybe you want to use this as a realistic plan to try and promote something that you're doing in the future. Maybe you have something coming up in the spring semester or something. This could also be something you apply to a real situation, but it does not have to be. If you do pick a local business, you don't necessarily have to get any permission from them. This is just like a school activity. It's not actually something that you'll probably implement. So don't worry about picking like a local business and having to get permissions and all those kinds of things. So that's the first thing. Come up with the organization or club and then pick a particular event. All right. So now let me show you the planning guide where you're going to plan out what you're going to do for this particular assignment. All right, so the first part of what you're going to do is a branding planning guide. So on Canvas, you'll see kind of a little description there, talks a little bit about the project, and then there is a link for a template as a Google Doc. So go ahead and open up that Google Doc. Once you open it up, go ahead and make a copy of this. And this is what you're going to be turning in when completed for the first part of the assignment. So you have essentially 12 questions here that you're going to fill out. So obviously the first thing, you have to have your local organization or club, activity, business, whatever it is that you've picked. And then also, what is the particular event? So those are the first two questions. And then 3, what has this group done in the past to promote this featured activity or event? If it is a real club or organization or business, if they've done something similar in the past, go ahead and kind of describe that. If it's completely made up, you can go ahead and say that this is something that they have not done in the past. All right. Question 4, what social media platforms do you want to use? You have to pick at least one, but no more than 3. So for example, they talk a little bit about in this unit, you want to pick platforms that kind of hit your target audience and then also kind of fit what you're trying to promote. So in some cases, maybe that's Twitter. In some cases, maybe it's Facebook. Think about maybe the ages of people that you're trying to promote this to. Maybe you're doing something that is very visual and you think that one of the best platforms to use is Instagram, okay? So you have to decide at least one, but no more than 3. But then also tell me a little bit about why this platform is a good fit for the group. So maybe you're really targeting towards parents and kind of an older population. Maybe you'd want to use Facebook instead of some other formats because that's where they're at. So this is where you kind of describe why you picked the platform that you did. All right. And then number 5, does the group already have these media platforms or will you need to create the account? So for example, I use the hypothetical situation of The color guard, do they already have a Twitter account? Do they already use social media? Okay. Or if this is again completely hypothetical, would you need to create those accounts? What hashtag have you decided to use with your campaign and why did you select it? Very similar to the activity we did earlier this course, where you had to come up with a hashtag for Liberty Public Schools Snow Day. So come up with a hashtag for the event that you're planning, and then tell us a little bit about why you selected that one. Okay. Number 7, what did you find when you researched to see if the hashtag has already been used before? So again, similar to the last assignment, you don't want to pick something that's probably already associated with something else. You also want to pick something that maybe is easy to remember. So just kind of tell us a little bit about if you researched it, if there's anything already being used with that hashtag. Number 8, name 3 people with influence that you would like to include in this campaign and why you selected them. So you must include 3 people, okay? These can be real people. So like, for example, Flag Corps. Maybe it's somebody that's already in Flag Corps. They could be one influencer. Maybe another person is the coach of the team, okay? So maybe you pick the principal to be one of the people to really promote it. So tell us a little bit about the 3 people and then why you selected them. Give examples of 5 social media posts that you would include in this campaign. And again, you have to have 5 here. So, if it's an actual like Twitter post, type out what you would have as the Twitter post, all right? And then describe either kind of like why you're doing it and what you're trying to promote, those kinds of things. Did you include a link to a video? Did you include a link to a web page? Is there a picture involved? Did you include the hashtag? Those kinds of things. So that's number 9. Number 10, provide a little bit of a timeline for the week prior to the event. So if you're trying to build up buzz, if you're trying to build up some juice about this particular event, what things would you do 7 days out, 6 days out, 5 days out? So think of at least one post that you would use to kind of build momentum. Maybe you're going to gradually reveal what the event is. Maybe you want to, 7 days out, tell them exactly what the event is and then use some different pictures or something, okay? So that's number 10. How would you plan out the 7 days before and then what would you post on the day of the event? You have to have all of these filled out, okay? Number 11, what, if anything, would you need from the group that you're helping? So would you need to contact them and talk about getting logos or pictures or video, things like that? What would you need from the group? So if you went to a club, what would the club have to provide you to be able to have you have a successful campaign? And then number 12, how would you ultimately determine the success of your campaign? So let's say it's the Flag Corps, all right? Would success be that they had more people try out than they did the year before when they maybe didn't use social media? If it's a fundraiser, is there like a certain amount that would be like a successful amount to raise? Things like that. So try and think of some kind of statistic or some kind of data point that would give you some actual evidence that the social media campaign that you did was a success and more successful than maybe stuff they did in the past. So that is the planning guide. Those 12 questions, you're going to fill this out, put your name up here for student name, and then that is going to be the first thing that you turn in. This is worth 100 points. That is part number 1. All right, the second part of the assignment for Unit 9 is to create a marketing campaign video. So let's say you're doing this for a group and you've been working on it and you are going to come to a meeting or you're going to meet with the boss of the company or the business and you are going to give them a Shark Tank type of pitch, basically a summary of what you came up with. So you've already got the planning guide, so you essentially have everything worked out. What you're going to create now is just a video that is going to describe in 3 to 5 minutes, what your plan is, okay? So I have included a copy here of a Google Doc that just kind of tells you what we're going to be looking for in the pitch video, all right? So for example, you should be describing the event you want to promote for the group in the video. You should be describing the social media platforms you want to use in the video. Describe the hashtag and some details about how you would use it to promote the event. That should be in the video. describe the influencers that you hope to engage in the campaign, talk a little bit about some of the people that you hope to include to kind of push out some of the social media. That should be in the video. And then number 5, describe how you plan to measure the success for the campaign. So once you essentially do the planning guide part, you have all this done. This is what I'm going to be looking for in the video. The project, this part of the project is worth 100 points as well. This is what I'm going to be using as a scoring guide. If you're missing some of these things in the video, then obviously you would not gain the points for that. So for example, if you have nothing in your video at all talking about how you plan to measure success by this campaign, I can't give you 20 of those points. So just kind of use this as a guide. You'll actually be turning in the video, but this is a way for you to kind of fill out what you're going to need to know for the video. Okay, so coming back to the instructions for the video, it is 3 to 5 minutes in length. It can be very simple. All right, so you can just simply use QuickTime Player or any kind of video capture tool that you have, and just capture yourself talking to the camera. That is completely fine. If you want to get creative and you know how to use iMovie or maybe WeVideo or whatever, you could include visuals or you could include examples, but you do not have to. Okay, so I'm looking for those 5 elements here, but it doesn't have to be super fancy. It doesn't have to look professional per se. It just has to be a pitch video. So you're trying to convince the person that you're doing this for that you have a good plan and that it includes these 5 parts. Now, when you make the video, it should be one of these 3 or one of these 4 formats: MOV file, an AVI file, FLV file, or an MP4 file. No matter what tool you're using, it'll probably be one of these 4 when you get done saving it. Okay, but when you get done, you will upload it to this page down here. So just like you would submit something else, you're going to submit it as a finished video. Okay, now this is the first time I've taught this particular course. I believe that you'll be able to upload those videos to this particular assignment. I do not think it'll be a problem. So let me know if you have a problem getting it uploaded to me, and we can probably do something else, but I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to upload it in one of these formats to this particular part of Canvas. All right, so that is 3 to 5 minutes, no more than 5. All right, so imagine again, this is like Shark Tank. You got so much time. 3 to 5 minutes. Tell us about your project. Tell us about how you are going to market this particular club or activity and the event that you chose. So Unit 9 has 2 components. You have the planning guide, which you're turning in on the other part. So again, if I would scroll back here, the assignment for branding planning guide, that's where you're going to turn in the completed branding guide. And then when you go to next, there's a completely different section. That's where you're going to upload the video. So you got a little bit more time. It's during Thanksgiving break. It's not due until the 30th. So let me know if you have any questions. But that is essentially the assignment for Unit 9. Have fun with it. Be creative. Make sure that you look at what's required, though, because there are some specific things. But if you have any further questions, let me know. All right. Can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Thanks. See you later.